Hello, happy Tuesday, because it's definitely Tuesday, because yesterday was Monday and Bella was here. I'm getting really good at this. It has been quite the day, and it's still going, which is lovely. So, Tuesday started off bright and fair. It has been up to 77 degrees today. It is roasting hot, and this is as hot as I go, out of choice. So, that was super. Of course, I'm wearing a flannel, yeah, because I wouldn't like to be cold or anything like that. And it's roasting. So, this morning, Bao let all the animals outside. The cows do have access to outside. They're not very keen on the remnants of the snow, which is a cow problem and not a me problem, because they have had time outside. And everyone else has open doors. The goats don't like skirting around the outside either. Sally and the two chickens are wandering around. The ducks are wandering around, creating mayhem. And Carleen has been wandering around creating mayhem, I will say. And I mean, spring is on its way, I think. Can't think of any other reason why. So it's spring cleaning in the barns. Always fun. Always a bit of a worry when you see what's emerging out of the snowbanks, but hey, we'll get there. And I started one of the barns on Meredith today, which is super. And as Kate pointed out, she said, why are you doing this in the hottest day of the year so far? And I'm thinking, that's a really good point, because that barn requires the wheelbarrow to be pushed uphill. And I don't know why I did it today, but I just thought, I have a process. I'm going to start the process. I do it the same way every year. I start with the barn down the hill, because I always think it takes the most effort to get everything back up the hill. So I have been faffing around with shovels, shop vacs, and just doing a general spring clean in there, which is super. The only thing that upset me on Meredith today was they're sugaring at the moment. So they're sugaring the maple, and it smells delicious. It smells like candy floss, really. And it just wafts up the hill in the breeze. And I said to Kate, doesn't that just smell like candy floss? And she turned around and she said, you know what? It smells like cows. And I was like, I think she might be smelling me, because it's me that hangs out with the cows on here. And I think I might smell like a cow. Because I certainly don't smell like candy floss, according to Kate. So I'm a bit upset about that. And of course, I don't have a very strong sense of smell any longer. After I had COVID, it sort of like disappeared. So I think I smell A-OK, but apparently other people can smell cows. So that's a wee bit upsetting. But I love the cows, so it doesn't matter. So there. And then I came back here, did a few wee bits and pieces with my chickens, and all 3 guinea hens are back outside. This does not bode well. And they're making a heck of a noise. So I had to take Sophie out to an appointment with her friend. So I picked them up and I'm driving along, and my phone was flashing, and I glanced down and I recognised the number, because it was the number that says Carleen has pressed and activated her life alert. And I thought, uh-oh, here we go. So I pulled over to the side of the road, and I opened up the text, and sure enough, she'd activated her life alert. And I'm not going to tell you what number that is for this week. But I thought, this is a problem, because I'm not there. And so I called Nick, because he's working at his desk upstairs. And I said to him, sorry to disturb you. I said, I've just had an alert that Carleen's life alert has gone off. And I heard him turning in his seat, and he went, I don't think she's dead. He said, because she's just taken off down the hill towards the road in the car. I said, was she driving? And he went, yes. I said, well, you need to get back out there and go follow her. I said, in case she's got a problem. So he duly ran out after her and made sure she was okay, which she was. You'll be glad to hear. And I made it home, and she was parked in my parking space, so I had nowhere to go. So I had to come all the way down the driveway. And then she followed me down, and I said, what have you been up to? She went, She said, yeah. I said, yeah. I said, I think this thing is far too sensitive for you. And we maybe need to speak to the company about giving you one that's harder to press and detonate, because she's detonating it left, right and centre at the moment. And she's running out of monkey fists because every time the two paramedics come, she has to give them monkey fists. So she is on the naughty step for today and has got out of the car and gone back into the house where we're going to keep her. But she did say to me, have you got time to come with me to the gas station? And I'm hoping she meant I was driving and not her. And I said, why? And she said, I'm nearly out of gas. I said, absolutely no way am I taking you to the gas station then. I said, because that'll keep you out the car. And she went, well, that's true. So Judy will probably be replenishing the gas tank tomorrow, which will be a worry. I'm thinking the solution to this is get a big massive hole cut in the snowbank that is keeping the golf cart in the tea tent, and at least if she's got her golf cart she can go off and wander and cause trouble with the golf cart, which is trouble enough. She doesn't need the car to cause trouble, I think, somehow. So that was her, but she's in good spirits. I think spring has sprung, and she's up to no good, really, because when I came home first thing this afternoon, she wasn't in the house, and the car was outside Justin's, and I thought, uh-oh, here we go. And so I went in, and there was Justin, Bow, Michelle, and Carleen, and they were all having a party. I thought, dearie me. They were all sitting down discussing how to get the doors on the 3 kennels and run that are in the ICU, because they're coming back up into operation. And yeah, so there was lots of discussion going back and forward, and I think they've eventually, I just kept out of it, I think they have eventually come up with a solution. I'm not sure what the solution is, but everybody seemed happy by the end of the day, so that was nice. We are currently slowly but surely getting rid of the snow. Not quite quickly enough for everybody to want to be outside, but it's getting there. And I think tomorrow it's going, so it was 77 today, and it's going to be 45 tomorrow. That's going to be our all-time high. It's absolutely bizarre, totally bizarre. And Hilda, you did not tell me about 77 degrees, so I'm disappointed, because quite frankly, I need to know about these high weather and high temperature anomalies, because, you know, I don't like hot weather. And then I would have addressed appropriately. Honestly, dearie me, all she said was rain Wednesday, Thursday and Saturday. Nothing about heat wave weather, and you will be absolutely sweltering. But now we know. So we shall have to wait and see. And what else is happening here? Little Sterling's been very sweet. He seems to love Arthur. And that's a worry, because that's 2 naughty boys. And I am being absolutely stalked in the arena when I go into muck by Magnus, of all animals. And Magnus has just decided he's got a sweet spot at his withers, which is just down at the base of his neck where it joins on with the flat of his back. And so he just loves when you sit and scratch his withers, and his wee head goes from side to side, and he just thinks it's delightful. The only problem is now that as soon as I go in there, and anywhere I go, he pushes into the side of me, makes me stop so I can scratch his withers for him, which is lovely. But you see, when you're trying to sort of like shovel muck at the same time, it's not quite so lovely. So he's holding me back, and he is a real hindrance, but it's making him happy. And a happy donkey means a happy life, let's face it. So he's been an absolute mischief. And it is so nice to have this weather back again. It's I can't believe those words are actually coming out of my mouth, but it's bright, it's cheerful, and if you like the sound of running water, because the water is just drip, drip, dripping everywhere. So it's and in fact, you can see the ice. If you're standing on the ice, you can see the water bubbling underneath it, because we've got a real big, thick, crispy bit of ice on top. So it's yeah, it's just great. And I have found my missing bag of ice melt. It has emerged from a snowbank, so that is totally and utterly exciting. There we go. I shall have a little looky at the questions. And listen, before I forget, thank you so very much. The mosaic check came in and it will be on the way to the bank tomorrow to keep us fluid and moving forward. So that is very greatly appreciated. Thank you so very much. And I'm not sure if a hay check came with that as well. I'm not definite, but there we have it. So let's get on with these questions. It is Tongue Out Tuesday, you're quite right. That's exactly what it is. And yes, my commiserations, Linda. 88 degrees sounds horrific. Potential severe storms overnight. That sounds even worse. Let's hope for no storms. And Bella is coming back next Monday, and I think she's bringing a new volunteer with her, which will be absolutely lovely. So that's something to look forward to. Yeah, Hilda, 77. Ugh. And Carleen said, well, if it's 77 today, what do you think it's going to be like in July? And I thought, it will be an indoor in front of the air conditioning. Thank you very much in July. Goodness. 84. Oof. Goodness. 88 in Florida. That's why I'm not in Florida, ever. I have no idea what the situation is for the false alerts. I have a nasty feeling that there's actually a problem with the machine. It just seems, I mean, we didn't have this trouble before. It just seems super sensitive. So I'm hoping that maybe Judy has got contact for them to see if they can test it or send us another unit, because it is so super sensitive, which I suppose it has to be, but if it's something that has to be pressed, you would like it to have a degree of resistance. No, the bubble wrap, I did notice, was not on it today. So Carol, Carlene's license was renewed last week. And the reason she and Judy went to the RMV was because she needed it when she thought she was going to travel, because it's the ID that she uses for air flights. So they picked up a new driver's license and they didn't test her for anything, etc., etc. So she actually has a valid driver's license. So we'll have a little think about that one, because she did actually voluntarily give up driving. It definitely wasn't forced upon her. And I don't think she went out of the drive. So it'll be like the Dodgems on here instead. You mean, Susie, it looked like spring today because I'm bright red and I've been absolutely dripping. I tell you, it's downhill from now on. Thank you, though. Well, it was not 68. It was up in the 70s, and it was 77 at some point this afternoon, and that was not amusing at all. So you be having a firm word with the Explore weather report, because they were so wrong. Carol, I think she actually reversed back up the driveway. And the reason I think she reversed up the driveway was because when I made it home, she was reversed into my parking space outside the house, because we've got limited space that's actually open. So when I looked at her, I waved and she wasn't for moving because she was reversed in, she was faced out the way. That's why I think she's come up and reversed back in there. She was having a little think to herself, and so I just drove on down the hill thinking it's probably safest. And the other thing is, I wondered about that too, because when I was coming home, because our driveway is still wet, you can actually see on the roads had saline on it for so long that it's still kind of white. So there was no tire tracks that had gone in, you know, in a circle or done a 3-point, 4-point, 5-point turn. So I do think she's actually just gone back the way. Thank goodness we've got a reverse camera and it beeps. So yes, this is the same conversation, Susan, that Judy and that Caroline and I were having today. I think Willow has been there the last 2 afternoons, and I presume in the evenings. And I said, is she staying here again? And she's like, I don't know, but she didn't go home. So yes, she's here. She was here yesterday, and it looks like she's here today. Judy must have appointments or things to do, I presume. But Caroline wasn't sure either. Hi, Bella. Yeah, Magnus, he was very cute following me around in circles, but honestly, that donkey, he actually can stop me in full stride because he just leans right onto me, and then I have to put down my pitchfork and scratch him in the withers. He is very pushy, but he is very sweet. Jerry, I have the wonky donkey. And quite a few wonky donkeys as well while we're at it. I have heard the wonky, I think I read it to my children at some point. We used to have that somewhere. I think she was okay. Caroline said, Bella, that you did a super job with her yesterday, so you might have to come back sooner rather than later. I don't think she caused Caroline any problems overnight at all, so that was good. Well done tiring her out. Your Wanda is still in South Carolina, enjoying the hot weather. You know, that goat actually has been doing so well, the one that's got the 3 breaks in its legs. He's in I think I told everybody, he's in a Great Dane crate, so it's very high and it's Great Dane size, so he's got a lot of room. He's not allowed out to walk. He has to be kept steady. He's not allowed to jump or get up to any sort of goat nonsense. And from about 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, he has Peanut in the stall with him. So he does have company. And the rest of the time, what we do is we leave the door open and we go in and check on him and speak to him. And there's quite a lot of activity in the barn at the moment because we're trying to get things cleared up after the mess we've made over winter. And so from that point of view, he's been kept quite entertained. And the funny thing is, Annie actually goes in, because she comes with me to Meredith, she actually goes in and she sits and goes at him and has a little conversation. So when she's out with me and we go back to the barn, she goes running in to check the goat's okay. Heaven help us. So he has lots of stimulation round about, that much I can tell you. That and the barn birds. We're full of barn birds at the moment. Oh, and we had another hawk in the arena last night. And honestly, I thought, crikey, I've got rabbits just sitting in a stall and I've got 2 chickens. And I thought better. So I slid the big barn door shut that shuts the arena off from the actual barn. Because I didn't need a hawk coming in and deciding to snack on rabbit or chicken. That would not be good. So I think it must have flown out by itself later on. But it was so high up that it wasn't any way I could have encouraged it out. So, Well, that would be lovely. You can kill 2 birds with a 1 stone, Roger. Oh my goodness. I thought you had to reset your test actually to get your if you let the animals out, could you check if the doors are open for the camera? Oh, Joe, is that in the cow stall? Because the door that is none of the animals are actually out in that paddock, because I do let them out, but the cows aren't enjoying going outside, and the donkeys are just hanging out at the back of the arena at the moment. And I'm afraid nobody seems to want to walk through the snow, and I can quite appreciate that. But yes, I will start remembering to open that door. You get out of the way of things, don't you? Oh, back again. Yes, and I know she needs a real ID to fly as well, but I think she can get away with her driver's license. No, Karen, I don't think that they're not booked to fly down tomorrow. So they'll be here because Carlene's causing trouble. She's in the naughty step, don't you know? She's not going anywhere. Not until she's let back out for misbehaviour. I know, those poor ducks are absolutely filthy. And the reason they're out the front at the moment, and I'm hoping they go back into where they're supposed to be, is because the snow is still so deep in the paddock that adjoins the pond. So it's an absolute pest. And they're absolutely filthy. So filthy. So filthy that I hope they still float. That much is worrying me. At least they have the puddles, though. Well, Carlene, I don't think, is going to South Carolina at this precise moment in time. Told you, she's on the naughty step and is not allowed to leave it. Willow is a sweetheart. The bunnies are doing just fine. I'm about to rearrange their living quarters. I started it yesterday evening. I'm hoping to finish it this evening. So I'm going to change things round and give them a change of scenery inside. I think the plan is for them to go into where the two turkeys are at the moment, where Tom and Tasman live, and swap them over, because that would give them access to outside, and I think Janine's planning on building a run for them. So that would be nice, and they would be on a camera, because they would be on the goat camera, and then everybody can keep an eye on them. You need to send Taffy. Which way? South Carolina? And it's actually really nice because we're able to get all the doors open, and you just feel that it is slowly but surely airing the barn out. Everything is just so dusty because everybody's been inside. The animals have been in the aisle, and it's, you know, everything just builds up over winter. So it's nice to be able to get a big breeze, a big warm breeze, should I say, running through the barn. So that's nice until it hits June, July and August, at which point it's not quite so nice. It's like standing in front of a hairdryer, but we'll not think about that at the moment. So there we are. That's Tuesday done and dusted. I'm going to go and get in about the barns, and I'm hoping my husband will come down, and while Janine is away, I don't know. I would have to ask Janine about that, because we're not really up there at the moment. But if Janine's happy, you know, then yes, we could have the camera blinking while it stays on. I'm hoping Nick will come down and put those ducks away, because it's like herding frogs. They're everywhere. They're so naughty, those ducks, and they're nuts. And I think I've told everybody, the reason the Muscovy ducks make that sort of like hissy noise is because they're closely related to, in fact, I think they're closer to geese than they are ducks, which makes a lot of sense because they don't make a lot of noise, but they do hiss, which is quite alarming at times. So if you hear hissing, we don't have geese, it's the ducks. So there you go. Right, I shall be back tomorrow. And no, I won't be back tomorrow. Janine will be here tomorrow because it is Wonderful Wednesday in Aiken. And sure, I'll have to remind her. And we'll get there. So, thank you so very much for joining me, and I hope you all have a lovely evening, and be keeping an eye out for Carleen disappearing in the car, and just let me know, because I'll be going down to have a wee word with her and remind her that she's on the naughty step, because she likes being told that she can't do something. Makes her want to do it even more. Okie dokie. So we will, I'll see you on Thursday. Night night.